Greetings, Cubs. Welcome and welcome back again. It is time to step into the lion's den. Now, I asked you guys to send me questions about the Meghan and Harry situation and Oprah interview and, you know, what's going on with the castle. And I got a lot of them. Knowing me and my short attention span, I know I'm not going to be able to hyper-focus, at least right now, on doing like an hour or two long video. So I'm going to try to sort of keep everything a little bit short and to the point. I'm going to do a quick personality reading. I'm going to try not to do 6 cards each person here, only because that's just a lot of work. But I'm going to try to breeze through a quick personality reason on both Meghan and Harry. And then we're going to go into just answering all of your questions, okay? So for Meghan, who is Meghan really? What is her true personality like? What is Meghan's true personality like? Who is she really? I'm trying to make sure I shuffle on camera because... Okay, so this came out. Not this camera not trying to focus. Is it because my hands? I don't know. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. Okay. So these are Meghan. I'm gonna try to pull like 3 to 4 for Meghan and 3 to 4 for Harry. So we're starting off with Meghan. Okay. And then let's go for Harry. Oop. Oh, Lord. Okay, there's a lot to say about Harry, but I only want 3 to 4. So I'm going to go for the one that's actually flipped over in the deck instead. Okay? Okay, so starting off with Meghan, we have Advocate. It says inspires you to put compassion into action. So from this, it does look like, you know, okay, well, them talking about, because I've seen a lot of posts about Meghan, and then it does seem like she does have a very nice, compassionate personality, or at least side of her personality that is there, and it is very genuine. We have Pioneer. It says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I feel like she's an overachiever. I feel like she will she tries to reach for goals that are normally unobtainable, but she believes that she can do it. And she likes to try new things and go for things that other people may not have the gall to go for. We have Trickster in reverse. It says manipulating others through duplicity. So there is a sense of Meghan that can sort of like, well, she's an actress. So there are parts of her personality where she does overact or like, you know, sort of use her skills to milk something for what it's worth, right? We also have Vampire Upright. It says make you aware that someone is draining your life force. So Meghan, funny enough, it's like Meghan also is able to tell basically when someone's out to get her. Meghan can sense hostility like from that someone will have towards her. She knows when it's there. She's aware. It's like a sixth sense for her. Moving on to Harry, we have Dilettante. It says delights in the arts without having to be professional, alerts you to danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So Harry may have an artistic side, also is able to sort of control. What stands out to me is definitely able alerts you to danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. That stands out to me a lot here, and I think that applies to his everyday life, that he is learning to sort of try to take a step back from certain things that he may not understand or he may not have a full grasp on, or learning to try to not butt into things that he cannot actually or does not actually have a actual space to speak on. I feel like Harry does actually try to make sure that he well, as it says, doesn't become superficial in any of his pursuits, to be honest. So the thing about Harry is, what I'm seeing is Harry gets around. Harry, to put it lightly, Harry gets around. I'm seeing Harry pooching his behind around here. So, Harry, I don't know if this is old, new, this is current, you know. If we're talking about current, he still pooches around quite a bit. Like, he's got a libido. He's got a libido. So we have prostitution in reverse, and it says, places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So this also tells me, with this card, right? It's telling me that Harry will most likely, and I'm just going to say it, call it from jump. I feel like Harry will most likely give up because he will not be used to not having the financial stability and gain that he had before. I don't think Harry, with this card in reverse, I don't think Harry is going to last too much longer. I don't know how much longer, but I don't think he's going to last too much longer being separated from the family or being an enemy of the royal family. I feel like Harry is very used to a certain type of prim and proper, and after a while of being away from that, he can become exhausted and tired for fighting for something. You know what I keep thinking about? You know, in like, for those of you who are, yeah, I know like a majority of my subscribers are like K-pop fans, right? So you know how like in K-pop dramas, like, or things like they'll drop down to their knees and be dramatic over things, right? And if you falling to your knees is actually a big deal, and if you fall to your knees for like a small or minuscule thing, they'll call you cheap knees, like say your knees are cheap, as in saying that you bowing and giving up without giving it enough try makes you cheap. I don't know if y'all heard of that. Either way, it's like, I feel like Harry, because I want to use the expression, I feel like Harry has cheap knees. Like, he's going to give out before Meghan gives out. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. Okay, so we have Mystic. It says revels in the intimate union of the divine. So, he is, Harry is kind of like tied to whatever, you know, witchcraft the royal family got going on. He's absolutely tied to it. So it kind of makes sense that like he probably won't be able to actually leave. Like, I don't know how they do their things over in the royal family, how they kind of tie them together, but I absolutely feel like Harry is still stuck there. Like, I don't know what Harry would have to do to cleanse himself of whatever hold they have on him, but for right now, he is absolutely still tied to the family, and there's, you know, he can't really do anything about that. Again, we have Don Juan is still talking about how I was saying, like, he's active. He's an active man. We're just going to put it like that. But yes, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next segment, where I'm just going to literally be answering your questions to the best of my ability. Please, everyone, make sure you understand this reading is for entertainment purposes only. This is all alleged, okay? Unless it's proven to be fact, it is all alleged. It is all for entertainment. I am pulling and getting whatever I get and translating it to you as best as I possibly can. So, you know, just take it with a grain of salt, y'all. Don't be up there like, you said Meghan was gonna wear red shoes next week and she didn't wear red shoes. They were magenta. Like, don't be, you know, doing all that. We're just gonna do this reading and we're gonna see what happens. So please have fun, y'all. Okay, so I have my phone. I have all of your questions here. Let me open it and make sure that I can read them. Yeah, I think I may start on Twitter if it has like less questions. So I'll start with the place that has a least amount of questions, and then I'll go to the ones that has the most, right? So, okay. Yeah, Twitter has the least amount of questions. So we're going to start here. Sorry, I know that took a little minute. So the first question is, oof. Okay, so I don't read about death. I don't read about death at all. But what I will answer, because the first question is like, I don't know if this is something that you want to ask, or, but it says, will Meghan have the same fate as Princess Diana? I don't read about people passing, but I would like to know if, I'm sorry, these cards actually flipped over on my hand. I was shuffling and I realized I wasn't in the camera. But these kind of questions is only in, like, I'm only going to read on it because it's more so about the intent of someone else to do harm to her rather than whether or not, you know, she is going to pass, right? So the answer is no need to worry. Communicate clearly is not necessary, but no need to worry and trust. I think Meghan is going to be all right. Again, take this with a grain of salt because I don't read on, you know, death. And so probably, I promise you, if there was something like that were to happen, I would not get the answer because I simply do not want to know about people's passing, right? But I don't see any intention of harm that I'm getting right now. But again, because I don't like to delve in that area, I could probably absolutely not be given the actual answer, if that makes sense to you, right? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do this strictly oracles or if I should do tarot, but I'll see how I feel. So, on Twitter, Undead has posted quite a few questions, so we're going to read those. The first one is outcome of the interview of the royal family. Well, that's not really a question, but I don't really know what that means. Outcome of the interview of the royal family. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm going to pull cards for that anyway. Outcome of the interview for the royal family, like from whose end? Like I don't know if they're asking like what's going to happen after the interview that Meghan Markle and Harry did towards the royal family. I don't know if you're asking you know, if the royal family is going to be doing an interview and what that's going to pertain. I'm not particularly sure. But what I will say is, for, Meghan and Harry per se, I believe they were paid for their interview, so they got their money, everything, and honestly, honestly, they're gonna go home and they're gonna sleep that mess off. Now, the thing is, it's actually almost like a large price to pay for a small piece of peace, if that makes sense. Like, they're not going to heal anything. I'm not seeing there being a positive outcome of this, to be honest. Like, at least not yet. Says outcome of the British media tabloids. Like, I guess the results of what's the British media tabloids going to be like. They're going to stay the same. The garden and the gate is in reverse. They're going to still be the same. They're going to continue to attack Meghan. They're going to continue on that road. So, you know, it's going to, oh, wow. Why did it come out like that? Yeah. Heart chakra is closed off. Movement, choices, and decisions. Everything that they're going to do is going to be to absolutely destroy Meghan in particular in the media. So there's nothing that's really going to change there. Our next question is for the future of Meghan, Harry in general. I'll probably get to that later, actually. Which member of the royal family was concerned about Archie's skin being too dark? I have no idea the names of the members of the royal family. I just don't. But what I will do is see which... okay. Which member of the royal family was concerned? And like, if you look at this, you see the family, and you see the different skin tones in this hand, right? Like, it's like, you see this different skin tones, and then in the past life is the Egyptian mask. You see that? So yeah, they're, first of all, absolute truth. They were telling the truth. They were absolutely telling the truth on, like, somebody talking about the baby's skin tone, but who? I'm using a love oracle to try to figure out who. It's not telling me who. It's not telling me who. Because I guess I don't know the members' names, but, you know. Oh, wait a minute. It did tell me who. Married man. Okay, so one of the, I think the brother maybe, because I feel like this is like, what's that man's name? Is it William? That's his brother? And then this lady here is probably Kate. But I'm like, with this other family, and it's kind of a youthful family, I don't know. How many brothers do they have that have families, right? How many of them? I'm not sure. I don't know how many brothers he has that are around his age. But whichever one got a family. Like, with young ones, too. I'm going to assume it's his brother. Or Kate. One of them. Okay. Oh my God, get back in there. Okay. I was really going to keep plucking until I just got a face. Like, give me, who is it? Is it a male? Is it a female? Probably should have just genuinely asked that, right? Okay. Who is Philip? I'm not reading about nobody passing. Okay, I'm going to YouTube. Okay. So, the first question I get is, I wonder if where is it? Is Harry cheating on Meghan? Is Harry cheating on Meghan, or has he in the past? Not the right time. So no, I don't see him cheating on him, and cheating on her, at least, especially not now. Has he in the past? He's had opportunities to, absolutely, but right now, especially right now, he's not, it doesn't seem like he's actually trying to cause harm to her at all, especially while I think she's pregnant. I believe she's pregnant. So yeah, he definitely had the opportunity to, in the past. Maybe has taken up that opportunity in the past. I'm not sure. But right now he's definitely not been doing that. He probably, you know what I think, he was, if he did take up that opportunity, it absolutely was when he was actually protected and safe in the royal family. But now that they're out to get them, I don't think he wants to be caught out there cheating. Okay, the next question is, let's see, Meghan and Harry say they don't have issues with the Queen. I want to know if that's true. Because Harry said the behavior of the royals changed after the Australian tour, and if the royals are fine with the interview, or if they are in shambles. Okay, so Meg and Harry said they don't have issues with the Queen. Is it true that there's no actual personal issues with the Queen herself? it says. Okay, so here's what it is. What I'm seeing so far is the queen is not necessarily on their side, but I don't think she's directly against them either. But they are, you know, they are worried about. Here's what it is. What I'm seeing is that they're growing impatient with her. I don't see her being for or necessarily against them. Even this Triumph card is kind of unsure for me. Like, it's like, I don't know if I want y'all to overcome this, or, you know, if I want y'all to fail. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Memories of love in reverse. So there was a connection that was, they were closer with the queen before. I do feel like there was a change. Yeah, there was a change, because memories of love, this is something that happened in the past. So there was love and affection in the past, right? Yeah, here we go. Harmony. There was love and affection in the past. What happened and what changed? That is what I want to know. Shadows. Okay. You know, this makes me think of the royal family having to go through the what is it, that priest or whatever, baptized, whatever religion they got going on over there. But there's something going on. I would like to say, I immediately wanted to say in the bloodline, like they don't, something changed. Emotional loss. Okay, so basically, I do feel like the media actually started to catch up with, I don't know what happened in Australia or what was going on there, but I absolutely do feel like, a lot of this actually comes, I feel like Harry has trauma. And with the way, I don't know when, I think Meghan's always been attacked in social media before they even got married, right? I'm not sure. But either way, I feel like there was a looming sense of fear from Harry growing, because as we have emotional loss, he didn't want to lose his partner again. And I think once he started seeing the media and complaining about the media, things started to get a little, you know, difficult. Okay. Let's see. Let me also pull some more cards to just make sure if the queen has any problems. These all were in reverse, by the way, so I flipped them over, but I need to read it. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, that's what it is. The queen does not have how do I put it? She's not hostile towards them at all. But I cannot say she particularly wants them to succeed. Because even Triumph, like I said before, Triumph is even unsure. And then all three of these came out in reverse. So she may not have hostilities, right? But we also have Door to Spirit, which I was saying there's something around the spiritual side when I pulled out this Pope and this Shadow card, right? The Door to Spirit is closed when it's in reverse, right? Victory does not want them to succeed, right? So she does not have any hostility towards them, but she does not want them to succeed. Maybe it's a bloodline thing. Maybe it's a spiritual pact thing. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with their religion. Maybe, I don't know, that white blood must be so strong that they really cannot, like, whether they like her or not, cannot have no black blood taint them. I don't know what it is. But in the end, she does not necessarily want them to succeed, which is where Harry and Meghan's patience is running thin, because it's kind of like she can't really say anything, you know, because I think she's supposed to remain indifferent. So she can't really say anything. I don't think she actually does really say much about it. But yeah. She, like I said, she doesn't wish them harm, but she also doesn't want them to succeed. So yeah, there's that. Okay, Is Kate jealous of Meghan? Yeah, the next question, should I read out your names? Perfect Gem says, is Kate jealous? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These are a lot of cards. I'm going to leave that one out. Oh, okay. Y'all saw that fly over there? Okay, let me use this deck. I'm already getting, hold on. Oop. Yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Okay. So we have strategy and yin and yang in reverse. So she does have a plan to assassinate Meghan's character. She plans to assassinate Meghan's character. And then we also have the card that flew out that is just legitimately deception and envy, right? So there has been some lying that Kate has done. Yeah, there's been some lying that Kate has done on Meghan. We have accelerated motion in reverse. So she plans to take things slow. Like, she wants to do things slowly. She is, as it says, very strategic, right? She wants to make sure she plants things so that it does not necessarily trace back to her. Okay, so yes, she is actually envious and jealous of Miss Meghan. Princess Meghan. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Kate's feeling towards Meghan. We already did that one, sort of. Like, if she's jealous. So we already did that. So we have firm foundation. Like, she feels like, you know, no matter how many times she's tried, like that woman has not gone down like a mountain. She feels like, wow, like she has not been defeated yet. Like, whoa, like what is happening? Like, why has she not broken yet? Ooh. She also feels like she's very intelligent. Kate also definitely feels like Meghan is a very intelligent person. Like, she's like surprised at how smart she is. Okay, let me go ahead and put some of these back in here. Yeah, let me put some of these back in here and just start again with a handful of cards. Because I don't want to run out of cards. Okay. Yeah, it has to be. This has to be Kate and even with the friendship. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and shuffle these a little more. Excuse me, shuffle them in general. And we're going to go on with the questions. I know this is like a really messy behind reading, but you know, it is what it is, y'all. I'm going to just get it out to y'all as best as I can. Because your girl has been itching to watch Isabel Mitten's reading on it. And it has taken everything for me to not watch it. Yeah. Because I don't know, I love her reading. So, and my favorite thing is I love to do my readings and then check out other readers after I've, you know, posted my reading and see like what we got. I love that. It's my own kind of way of confirming, like, okay, is this what I'm actually getting, or, you know, what's happening here? Okay. Let's see. It says, greetings, Cubs. I forgot one important thing. Something that I myself actually was very curious about. And that is this bullying scandal. So I'm going to actually add this into the Meghan and Harry reading. So there was a claim that she bullied her staff and her guard of, like the guard of the castle who was there for a few years, quit because of her, some crap like that. I have no idea whether this is true, but we'll find out. Did Meghan Markle bully that lady? No, I'm getting, okay, so I have the Knight of Cups, 8 of buttons in reverse, and 9 of buttons upright. So the Knight of Cups is actually talking about offering love and affection. So this is saying that Meghan actually was very kind and sort of tried to, if there were problems, like if her staff actually came with problems, it's actually showing that Meghan tried to solve those. Like, okay, well, what can I do or what can I change to fix that? Because I wonder what sign Meghan is, because the titles of these cards here is Charmer, Perfectionist, and Self-Fulfillment. Meghan wanted to make sure that everyone who was working with and around her was comfortable and that there were no problems. It actually seemed like her goal was to make it so that there were not any problems or cause issues, right? So yeah, now we do have here what I'm seeing, because these cards, this is the 5-cent tarot. It's kind of been built differently. It's both the tarot but also simultaneously an oracle. So it has keywords, it has phrases or things like that. Okay, so the word stands out to me is mediocrity on this one card. I feel like she was absolutely looked down on. Meghan was looked down on, and actually disrespected. I feel like Meghan tried to, even in her own disrespect, correct or make certain changes. But I don't think that was going to work for her in this. Something also about, I see that there is an annoyance with Meghan being spoiled as well, like almost like Meghan, here's what I'm feeling like. Somebody was upset, or there was somebody in her staff who was upset that she was receiving either like a form of special treatment, which I don't, it was like, you know what I feel? I feel like it was like they didn't like, yeah, they felt like she was being treated specially, more special than others, or like they didn't like that she was receiving certain gifts or being able to keep certain gifts. Like, it was just like, yeah. Let's see. Knight of Swords and Page of Swords. Yeah. There was somebody who was easily annoyed with her and quit rather quickly. So this is unpredictable and haste. So it wasn't something that was brought out of, it wasn't something that was deliberately because of Meghan. There may have been insecurities around Meghan, but it wasn't because, it wasn't like, oh, Meghan bullied her or anything like that. No, it was not that. First of all, it seems like this person actually had been wanting to leave for a while, because before it seemed like I saw the word culmination, and if I'm correct, I could be wrong, you guys can feel free to correct me in the comments. Like, I feel like it's more of a couple of things that built up to this person wanting to leave. Yeah, if we're talking about the same person, because I don't know if the same person that was like the guard that left immediately is like staff. I'm not sure. I could be mixing two completely different stories. But what I'm absolutely getting is there wasn't a case of bullying, because it starts immediately. We start off with this Knight of Cups. There is absolutely a case of trying to be formal, trying to be sort of like, what is the word I want to use? That, well, the perfectionist is there, so trying to be perfect, trying to make sure, you know, everything is taken care of, that the staff has no complaints. Very much a people pleaser kind of person is what I'm feeling from Meghan. She was trying to people please a lot, and I don't think that these people who do not want to like her liked that she was trying to sort of please them while at the same time not bending to their will. So there was animosity there. There are people who quit also. Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely quit because they could not stand working for her. Dishonor we have. Yeah. So this isn't like about, Meghan did anything. It's racism. It is racism. That's really what it was. There are a few people there who could not stand actually working for a black woman. Working under her being at a higher level, being able to tell them what to do or request things of them, and they're supposed to follow through. Not willing to be a body shield for a person who is potentially black, who is black. Not wanting to be a body shield for a black woman, not wanting to be bossed around or controlled or, told what to do by someone who's a black woman. Is Meghan a bully in general? Injustice and innocence. Yeah. And the last one is lamentation. Okay, so no, she's not a bully. She is being painted as a bully, but she is not. We have the card that, the Six of Cups at the top literally says innocence, if you can see it. So, no, she's not a bully. A lot of the accusations are unjustified. Yeah, and it's like pessimism, regret is showing up on this. Yeah, there's like a need, like they don't want to let it go. They don't want to let go that there's actually nothing to really complain about when it comes to Meghan. Like, I don't think they can actually successfully, especially without manipulation, I do not see them being able to pull anything, any actual legit, I got you on camera, I got you on audio kind of stuff that can prove or say that Meghan was any type of a bully or disrespectful. All they can do is claim, like, this is all talk. This is all talk. Okay? There is nothing there to say that she actually did these things, and the cards are saying she's not. She's not a bully. She's a people pleaser. She's trying to make everyone happy, but she also does not bend to be stepped on. She demands respect while also being very kind to everyone, at least as much as she possibly can be. Yeah, and that's all I'm getting, guys. I'm not getting anything like, oh, she's super toxic or whatever. But I'll put some oracles, on Meghan. So we have material harvest and solitude. Yeah, it's like Meghan, so what I'm getting from Meghan is, for the most part, Meghan did her work, her studying, at least when she was accepted, and was just getting her money. You know what I'm saying? Passion ignited is also there. It is in reverse, so it is talking about like maybe like her dying down and being more like not being as forward as she could have been after a while. So like, that kind of magic, that flare depleting, which I talked about in the rest of the Meghan and Harry reading. I'm not sure what place I'll put this in, but yeah, so like that fire was kind of burning out, trying to make everyone happy or do the right things, but she not realizing she can't do the right things because she's black. There is nothing you can do that is going to be right in a white supremacist like monarchy. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, girl, you are literally living with supremacists. Like, I don't, okay, but whatever. Yes, that's where Meghan was at there. She pretty much, once she realized that she could not please everyone, she absolutely kind of cut herself off. And she was like, I'm just going to collect my paycheck. I'm going to do what I need to do, collect my money, and stay quiet. Like, not quiet, but like out of people's way. Like, she definitely would speak about, what's on her mind or how she's feeling about treatment and everything like that. But yeah, that's what we have for her. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this in the reading, so I'm not really going to give it a proper opening or ending. So yeah, enjoy. William and Kate relationship dynamic. I feel like that would be a whole different reading. But I will pull some cards, some quick cards for William and Kate's relationship. Oh, okay. We get a lot of positive cards for William and Kate's relationship. It says a positive movement forward, some balance. Even though the heart chakra is in reverse, it's kind of closed up, we still do have harmony. So whatever they're doing, I don't know if they're going to therapy for their relationship or what, but whatever they're doing, they're working it out. William and Kate are working their relationship out, and it's working for the best of them, for them. Maybe they'll re-fall in love, or I don't know. Did Harry want to leave the palace? What? Did Harry want to leave the palace? All tied up. Okay. Harry had no choice. That's what I'm seeing. Like, he felt extremely... He felt like he was... yeah, too many restrictions. He could not do anything. Yeah, he felt like he had too many restrictions. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't go the places that he wanted to. We have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. He couldn't speak and say what he wanted to, and appreciation in reverse, and he did not appreciate the control that they had over him. He had no autonomy, and so yes, he wanted to leave. He wanted to get out of that situation. He wanted freedom more so. I would say let me put it like this. I wouldn't say he particularly wanted to leave. Leave he's not attached to it. He's definitely not, he's like, how do I put it? Let me get my words together. Rather than more so just wanting to leave, he wanted a change in his treatment and a change in, his own space and privacy. He wanted a change in the way that they are allowed to be treated by the media, and he could not have that change there. Okay? Although he himself is not personally attached, he is attached by other means, but he's not personally attached to the castle. He did not have any problems leaving it. So I hope that answers your question. It's like, it's not necessarily I deliberately want to leave this place. It's kind of like he didn't care, you know, whether he stayed or go. It's nothing to him. It's literally like moving houses to him. He didn't really care whether he stayed or went, but it was more so about his own bodily autonomy, about being able to speak and say what he wants to say, wear what he wants to wear, not having to be controlled and bossed around by the media. You know, just that was really what it was about. His own personal freedom. So yes, he did. Okay. Okay, will Meghan and Harry's relationship last? Ooh. Not publicly, no. Okay, so the world is in reverse. I feel like the world is going to see them break up. And it's because they're going to be pressed for money. Because I'm seeing financial constraints. They're going to be pressed for money. It's going to get hard. Yeah. It's going to get hard. Every move they make, even if they try to like start some careers, it's going to be really hard for them. So will their marriage last? Will they break up anytime soon? Like, will they divorce anytime soon? Oop. Memories of love. Oh, okay, wow. Heartache and loss. Yeah. Here's what I feel like will happen. Wisdom in reverse, new beginnings. Okay, here's what I think will happen. They will divorce because of the pressure. They will still be in love with each other. And they will separate or divorce. It would not be to the best, like the smartest decision for them to make, but they'll do it because they'll be under pressure of not being able to get finances, still having to pressure them for a lot of things, and Harry in the end still not gaining his freedom with Meghan because being with Meghan cost him as well, right? So I do feel like specifically to, like, you know, it's gonna, like, he's gonna start over again to the world. He's gonna, you know, move on. Okay. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna move on. I guess what will happen to Meghan, like, maybe I should use my love oracle, right? Maybe I'll try using my love oracle. Okay. For Meghan and Harry, will they last or will they break up? Will they divorce? Will they last? Will they divorce? I'm not used to using this deck. Okay, yeah, so they're going to... Okay, so like I said, where we have communication in reverse and we also have open relationship, right? So communication, like, they'll probably stop communicating, and like, this is social media, so I feel like the world will feel like they separated. In reality, they still love each other and they're still together, but they'll probably you'll see them with different people and all that kind of stuff. But these two are still going to be absolutely in love with each other, still with each other, essentially. Like, it may literally actually be an open relationship. Like, those two are still married, still believe in their marriage, still love each other. They're separated only so Harry can get his money, and, you know, and the press and white people and everybody can finally be like, finally you got that black girl off your arm, and, you know, he gets all his praise, and, you know, Meghan deals with her own personal stuff, and, you know, all of that's going on, and he's getting his money and all of that. And, you know, they're stressed. You know, I feel like it's going to be something stressful for them at first, but they're still going to be together. They're still going to be together. Okay. Someone asked, will they return to the castle under pressure? It's funny because I was just saying, like, they'll break up because of pressure, right? So this makes me think of why does she look like Princess Diana? Is it just me? Like, with the crown and everything? Well, anyway. Again, like I was saying, like, it looks like, first of all, it's in reverse for me, right? And I was gonna say, it looks like kind of like money being dangled in their, like, in their face, and them having no choice but to accept it because there's just nothing else to do, right? Stand your ground. So they're advised to actually still continue to stand their ground, but I think that I think they're going to give in. I think they're personally going to give in. I think Harry's personally going to give in. Yeah. So let me see if I can get a time frame on Harry and Meghan's relationship. That was helpful, people that came out. So will Harry and Meghan's relationship last? Trust. Or will Harry and Meghan divorce because of the social media scandals, or separate because of social media scandals and the press? Unlikely. Woo, so we have an unlikely. So I wonder if this is like a sort of like, because I'm still getting that they're going to have like this separation and still be together, But I see them, well, at least originally I see them cracking under pressure and doing what they need to do so Harry can still get his support. But they said they're not going to divorce or separate because of the press or stress of whatchamacallit. So it could be for other reasons or just not at all. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm at the last of the questions. Okay. Meghan, oh, okay, that's why Helpful People came out. Okay. Oh, okay. So guys, the reason, okay, so yes, the gals they're gonna crack under pressure, or at least start cracking under pressure. But the Helpful People, Trust and Unlikely, is telling me that actually there are going to be some people that step in for Meghan and Harry that they were not expecting. Like, almost like even amount of support from the public. Maybe it's American public, maybe it's American celebrities or whatever. The amount of support that they're going to get from the public or staff is actually going to be almost a game changer for them. Believe it or not. Like a whole game changer. Like, this is going to change their interview. Their interview is going to change something. Yeah. Wait, it's going to change something for them for the better. Like, they're going down a certain path, but there are things that have just changed for them and will change according to how much at least the American public keeps their eye on them. Okay, I'm going to go to the last question. Again, I'm sorry that this reading is so sporadic, you guys. But sometimes I work best in chaos, okay? Okay. Last question is Meghan, it's about Meghan's struggle with her own blackness, right? So let's talk about that. Can I get this back in the bag? Okay. So let's go ahead and shuffle these cards and find out, does Meghan struggle with the fact that she's black? Does Meghan Markle struggle with her being black? It's funny because I'm feeling like she doesn't want to think about it. She doesn't want to think about her own blackness, like, journey. Yeah, she doesn't want it. She came from a place of literally not wanting to think about it or acknowledge it, right? But actually, even with the daughter romance and journey, she's learning to actually love herself. She absolutely did struggle. And this is like giving me royalness. It literally, here's how I'm seeing it. It took the royal family for her to realize that she's black, no matter how white passing she is or white passing she wants to be. Spiritual strength, yeah, they really tested her gangster here, okay? She realized that she had to bring a lot more than a pretty face and fair skin, that they didn't care about that, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was not expecting that at all. But you know what it did? It absolutely did clear up her throat chakra. It absolutely cleared up and made her voice stronger. She definitely needs to worry about her pregnancy. Because I was going to say her voice stronger, her will a little weaker, like beaten up. But I also feel like this is pregnancy, the solar plexus. I feel like she needs to be careful. She needs to really be careful with this child. Like, even though she's trying to, I don't know what she's trying to do. Like, maybe, like, not put a lot of stress on her. She is still putting a lot of stress on herself. She needs to be really careful. Because it's taking a toll. Yeah, it's taking a toll. Okay. Okay, will she learn to love herself as a black person? Suffering in silence or reverse. I think it's gonna be a long journey for her. I feel like for Meghan, she's thrown into it, and I feel like it's gonna be, unfortunately, a bit of a journey for her to actually accept that, weirdly enough. Girl. But she's definitely working on it. She will eventually fall in love with her own, with her blackness, but it's gonna take some time. It's not gonna be instantaneous. It will take a lot of, probably a few years, to be honest, for her to like really realize. Because I think she's, even with suffering in silence, I feel like she's also building up resentment towards herself simultaneously on her own blackness. Like, oh my God, like because of the blood that runs through my veins is the reason why I'm suffering this much. Like, you know, I like almost like her thinking like she looks almost just as pale as fucking, ooh, I didn't mean to curse, as freaking like Kate or the rest of them white people. And she's like, why is it that she's treated like, you know, such a horrible person when she feels, you know, she looks the same. You know what I mean? So she doesn't, it's almost, I feel like for her, there is almost a resentment that's there. Like, I wouldn't get this treatment if they thought both my parents were white. Okay, well, I think that's actually all the questions. If there's more, I'll do a part 2. Oh wait, somebody wanted to know, the royal family. Are the royal family shook up about this interview with Meghan and Oprah? How is the royal family feeling about the interview with Meghan and Oprah? Oh. Ooh. Oh, they're planning. Oh, they're going to get that. They're going to get, ooh. Oh, trust and believe they're making big moves. Oh my God. Trust and believe yep, anxiety, heartbroken. Yeah, they're making big moves. Yep. You know, I feel like there's, okay, so I feel like there are people also in the family concerned about the baby, believe it or not. Like, I actually feel like they're like she must be out of her mind doing this while pregnant, and you know, she doesn't, this is how we know, like, she doesn't care for the child, or she's, you know, just here for publicity, because if she really loved Harry and she really loved her child, she would be at home quiet and safely taking care of her children. So she's actually also creating more of like a bad image for herself through their eyes. They're like, you know, she's such a horrible person. How could she do this? How could she go out there and say all those things? And then she has a baby, and you know, all of this is going on, like, and she's just like, you're out there. They're thinking like, you're out there, you're talking to all of these people about this, and you're stressing yourself out, and you're stressing the family out, and you're with child. There could be no other, like, they don't understand. They don't understand. There's somebody there, or a few people there, who just do not understand how she could be on TV and pregnant and doing this interview, when she's supposed to be safely taking care of that child. So that's how they feel. Yeah, fair enough. That's how they feel, but obviously she feel like she can't do that because y'all not even calling off that press or doing anything about that. So here she is. But yeah, that's how they feel about it. They are absolutely shook. They are devastated by it. They also, even with the universe, they're like, in reverse, they're like, oh, so she planning on like telling the whole world about everything that's going on. Like, they're wondering why can't she get over things, because we have moving on in reverse. Suffering in silence came back out. No, it was patience and planning. They do have a plan. They're gonna get her in one way or another, or they're gonna sort of like come back to this one way or another. So yeah, they are planning on making moves. But yeah, let me just double check, make sure that there's I'm gonna absolutely have to like make a pretty screen cap for this, because I just do these cards all over the table. It does not look pretty. It's not gonna look pretty in the thumbnail. Okay. Carolina says, oh, y'all talking about Isabel Mittens reading here. Oh, y'all about to spoil me, but I'm gonna read it. I saw Isabel Mittens reading on her, and she gave a lot of details regarding Meghan's struggle to accept her racial identity. But a sweet response says, yeah, I saw it too. You said that in the nicest way possible too, cause but that's what I was saying, like, because girl was saying straight up, I'm not black, why would I face racism? I don't even have any black friends. The darkest friend I have is an Indian girl, etc. Y'all, I'm about to go watch this reading right now, y'all. Y'all are spoiling me in the comments. I'm about to go watch this reading right now. I want to see what she got. Y'all already now have my word on it, so that's what I picked up on this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I do the best that I can and read what I can read what I can, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. I hope to see you guys again next time in the Lion's Den. I love you all so much. Take care.